Make sure to check out my Patreon for exclusive videos never before seen on YouTube. And don't forget to also check out the memberships on my channel page to join and gain access to perks and see videos early. Make sure to click the subscribe button and hit the bell and be notified of new videos. All the support goes to the production of the channel for better content. Now let's get into the video. Right after the Buu arc, things were finally peaceful for everybody. In this timeline, Goku would actually stay dead like the original, though none of that would really change too much, just the fact that Goku would not be around. But once when Beerus was sleeping per usual, he would have awakened, seeing his vision the fact that he had a Saiyan god, a being that can rival his power. Beerus would be at his dinner table eating food. He would then see that Whis was going over all the Saiyans that are kept alive, but there was one that did pique his interest, Son Goku, as he was different from the others, having incredible potential. Whis would explain that this Saiyan was actually given the codex of all the other ancient Saiyans in the generations, all put inside him at the same time. This makes him much more higher potential and very gifted. This would pique his interest. Maybe this is a Saiyan god. Maybe it is true. Beerus would then ask where he is, as Whis would then state that he's on King Kai's planet currently training. Beerus and Whis would then fly off and head right that way. Son Goku was in training on King Kai's planet just like before, as he was enjoying his time. This is when Beerus would then arrive, as right before he does, King Kai would notice, as he would then tell Goku to mind his manners and to do everything that he can to try and control Goku and keep him calm and very respectful. When Beerus arrives, Goku would kind of be a bit goofy, trying to kind of be very formal towards Beerus, but his Saiyan blood was boiling. Fighting somebody like Beerus, and after what he's hearing, the fact of how strong he was, he really wants to fight somebody like Lord Beerus. After meeting him, he would then ask Lord Beerus if it's okay if they can just have like a little fight, just a little one. He just really wants to fight him for once. And Lord Beerus would then accept it, as this is what he wants in the end, as he's heard good things about him and to not disappoint him. This is when Goku would then get excited, as Goku would then power up to his Oozaru state, and Beerus was a little bit impressed by his power, as Goku has grown much stronger. This is the fact that Goku has stayed dead for the past few years. On top of that, up to 7 years as well, his power level has greatly increased on top of this. The fact that he's dead, he can train much more without having a stamina problem or really a life forcing issue. That's the reason why Goku was able to unlock Super Saiyan 3 originally. Now against the likes of Beerus, Beerus was very impressed with Goku's power level in this little Oozaru state. Comments on how you must be able to control that giant monkey form that's pretty impressive. As Goku would then charge in attacking Beerus, Beerus would still dodge by blocking with his hand, just like before, only using one hand to block his attacks. They would then fly around, destroying King Kai's planet, causing a massive crater around it, as Goku would then send him off into the air as they would continue fighting, but this was not really cutting it. Goku can see that Beerus is not really even trying, or really showing any struggle. Goku would then say, I guess I'll cut the chase and give you what you want. He would then power up, screaming, as he would then grow a little bit in size, roughly a few inches taller, and this is when Goku would then achieve his primal form. Or if you guys want to just call it Legendary Super Saiyan, that's up to you guys in the comments down below. Now that Goku is now in this form, this does pique Beerus' interest a little bit more. This version of Goku is many more times powerful than he originally was as a Super Saiyan 3, thousands of times so. But when he actually does battle Beerus, he actually gives Beerus a little bit of a fight, but without God Ki, he can't match Beerus, as Goku was struggling to even keep up with him, as he has to use all of his senses, which is what's saving him right now. Senses enhanced sense of smell, taste, hearing, and sight, and sensation. He can feel where Beerus is heading to, but Beerus is so fast that that's redundant. Beerus would still knock Goku out by hitting the back of his neck, but this does pique his interest about the other Saiyans as he wants to go see Earth anyway. Beerus would still fly off and head to Earth. Now the only difference here is that since there is no Majin Buu to really cause problems with the pudding, Beerus would not really freak out. Now you could say that Goten and Trunks would still kind of hit pudding out of his hand, you could say that could happen as well, but either way, what can Goku do? But Beerus' main goal is the fact that Beerus wants to fight a Super Saiyan God, and that's final. The food was fantastic, and he had a fun time dancing to the music, as Bulma was still celebrating her 38th birthday party, just like the original. But Beerus still wants to fight the Saiyan God, and he's starting to get mad since there isn't one. That Saiyan was close, but he didn't have the raw God Ki output that he wanted. He was the strongest Moro he's ever seen so far, but not a god. Vegeta and the others would try their hand at fighting him, but they would have zero chance against Beerus, as he was far too powerful for them. With them running out of options, what are they going to do now? But they need enough Saiyans to be able to activate the Super Saiyan God. And they technically could, since the fact that Raditz does have their child, and Vegeta does as well, so this is where some differences are going to occur. Since Goku is still technically dead, they could technically have Whis go travel and revive Goku. But I don't really think that that would happen. Or would it? Lord Beerus would want to fight the strongest Saiyan God possible, and he thinks that that Saiyan that he fought in King Kai's world was the strongest so far. So Whis would quickly fly over to King Kai's world and actually resurrect Goku. Since he resurrects Goku, remember, as Whis can revive anybody that's dead instantly, they would then arrive right back. As the whole family was so happy to see Goku and his friends, they need to cut to the chase. As first things first, they need to stop Beerus. As Beerus was sitting there waiting, drinking wine or whatever, he was enjoying the peace, but now it's time for him to get what he wants. But first, they don't know how to do it. Well, they would then get Shenron. As with Shenron would then explain about the Super Saiyan God and explain what he did. As Goku would even recognize that man that was standing there in the short image, and that he's seen him before a long time ago. That's who was helping him. That was the man with the red hair, a Saiyan God. He is in him. And the man's name was Yamoshi, but Goku doesn't know about this. As people who don't know who Yamoshi is, he was apparently the original Super Saiyan God who rebelled against the Saiyans. Giving his friend's energy, he was able to transform into a Saiyan God, but the power faded off and he was destroyed. But from what other people have stated, that he was also the first Super Saiyan as well, but that's not officially confirmed, and his past is very vague. But some people like to say that, oh, he battled Cumber and defeated him, but that's Dragon Ball Heroes. After they get plenty of the Saiyans, getting the 5 Saiyans to surround Goku, having 6 Saiyans total, granting all their Super Saiyan power into Goku, this is when Goku would then become a Super Saiyan God. But there's a difference in this version of Goku. This version of Goku has the Saiyan God hair. It has more of a Super Saiyan 4 style, but he does have this wondrous tattoos that are going across his chest to his shoulders that are glowing red. Goku looks majestic. He's angelic almost, divine as a god. This is Goku's true god form, as now that he is completely fused, Yamoshi within him has granted him the power, as remember, Yamoshi's spirit still wanders the universe, but it's now within Goku. The Goku mirrors Yamoshi a lot, and Beerus was delighted to see that the Saiyan God was finally here. With the Super Saiyan God now there, Goku would then look at his hands and see the raw power that he has. In terms of scaling, this version of Goku as a Super Saiyan God, with the boost that he's given, on top of the fact that he is a true pure divine being now, especially having Yamoshi, who was the first god there, this greatly increases the multiplier as well. This would make Goku far stronger than Resurrection F Saga and even the Universe 6 Arc Saga. So this would make him far stronger than a Blue Kaioken times 10 and a hit as well, which is a massive increase of millions upon millions and millions of times stronger. On top of the fact that Goku was already stronger in general in his base form by far. Once when Beerus finally got what he wanted, both of them would then get into a fighting stance and begin their legendary battle. Both of them would begin trading blows back and forth, as Goku was still getting used to the god power, as he was kind of going too fast for himself to even catch himself, but with his adaptability, he was very quickly able to make the power his own. As then they would continue fighting, going back and forth, they would be fighting all over the amusement park, all over the area, battling through the caves, as Beerus would tell him that in all honesty, he's going around 70% himself. But we all know that this is BS, as Beerus was saying this to try and persuade Goku to get stronger and to grow even more. We all know that Beerus was probably using only 1 to 2% of his actual power. He's as strong as the plot needs him to be. This is when Goku would say, in all honesty, I'm only going about 60 myself. As this would then make Beerus angry that he's holding back that much power, he would then charge in at Goku, increasing his speed, as Goku and him would begin fighting back and forth, both of them seeming like they're one-upping each other every single time. This is when they would then fly into outer space as Goku's power begins to flicker. Then, once when Goku would then fly in, he would then lose the Saiyan God power, being back in his base form. Beerus was then disappointed, as he doesn't see the God power anymore. He wonders, was it only temporary? And does it only last for that long? This is when Goku would then fly in, but then he would then uppercut Beerus using the red aura. Goku would then smirk and state, "No, I was just getting the drop on you." As Goku states that he did actually lose the power, and then Goku would then try something out. Goku would begin charging up, as he would then burst back into the Super Saiyan God form. This version of Goku already has full control over it because he has Yamoshi's DNA, and his spirit is living within Goku right now, thus granting him the God Ki that he needs. And his body is so adaptable to the God energy that he already has control over it to be able to access in and out of the form, without the need of Whis' prior training for Goku and Vegeta originally. Beerus was then happy that the fight was not ending yet, as he was trying to get into the good part. Goku would then power up a Super Saiyan God to its maximum power, as Beerus notes that his power level just continues to rise and rise, as this is just Goku's potential, showing how broken Goku is actually becoming. Goku would then charge in using 100% of his power level. As he begins adapting to Beerus, he would actually land a couple blows on Beerus, as Beerus was holding back still, which would actually make him draw blood. Beerus, because since he was cocky and holding back, would get actually furious. He would then increase his power millions of times more, showing off more of his destructive energy. He would then battle Goku, and the fight would seem to be equal, as Beerus was holding back, as we know for plot reasons, because he was enjoying his time, and he was enjoying actually giving Goku a real match, and actually Goku giving him fun, as Beerus has not cut loose ever. Beerus even admits that his power soon can rival that of the Gods of Destruction for sure. He might even be able to match some of the weaker ones with his power alone currently, as Goku thinks that he's definitely a god for sure. Whis was in space already, and he was watching the fight, as he does have a lot of interest in Goku. Now he does see that Goku would be a perfect candidate to become a God of Destruction. He has the perfect power, as already without even God training, his strength and power alone is nearing the level of the lower tier destroyers. Back with Beerus, they would then continue to fight back and forth, but of course Beerus says that the fight is over. Beerus would then power up a lot more, showing off more of his purple aura. As Beerus got actually serious, he would then fly in and deliver a powerful final blow to Goku, who Goku has already exhausted pretty much all of his stamina at this point. Goku would then pass out, and Beerus would then catch him and bring him back down. Beerus would not destroy Earth, as he had the most fun he's had in millions of years battling. Other than other destroyers, he had a lot of fun. Whis would then directly offer Goku to become a God of Destruction. But would Goku actually take it? While true, Goku is more of his Saiyan self, as the head injury never truly hurt him. The difference here is that Goku was still growing up with compassion and care. Goku, albeit, is a little bit more neutral. But I don't think that Goku would accept being a destroyer, as that's a lot of responsibility. Goku would have never thought of being one, unless maybe he doesn't have a choice. Now, this is not a God of Destruction video, so maybe we might do that one later on. Or if we already done one, then I guess you'll be seeing it in the previous parts down below. Goku wouldn't really accept it, as he thinks he's not really cut out for that kind of gig, as he doesn't want to hurt and destroy innocent people and stuff, and if he's grumpy like how Lord Beerus is, he doesn't want it at all. As Whis would then say, well, that's a shame. But in the end, this would actually make Goku stronger in the end, because he's not being held back just by God duties and destructive capabilities. Goku can learn them all. Whis would then offer Goku something else, as he would then offer to train Goku. So when Beerus does have maybe a fit, or Beerus can actually kind of have somebody really fight, and Beerus would even tell Whis to accept that, because he wouldn't mind fighting Goku anytime, especially after he takes a nice long nap. Maybe a few years at least. This is when Vegeta would not take the L, as Vegeta would want to come along, and of course Goku would ask Whis if he could, and Whis would accept. Raditz would also want to come along as well, as he's not going to be left behind in the dust. Since Gohan does take his training a little bit more seriously, he would still stay on planet Earth and protect it alongside Piccolo and the others. So Raditz, Vegeta, and Goku would then all go to Beerus' world. The training would be intense, but Goku would quickly surpass Vegeta and Raditz very quickly. Raditz and Vegeta would be more rivals than Vegeta actually is to Goku. Vegeta would actually accept the fact that Kakarot is actually just a different breed of a Saiyan. He's special and he's unique, but he sees Raditz as the biggest thing. Raditz and Vegeta seem to have more of the Goku and Vegeta rival and relationship because Raditz is still a low class, but he was able to match Vegeta and even keep up with him. So they would definitely be more rivals than anything, but Vegeta would still strive to be number one, and of course, that would mean that Goku would be in the way. That being said, once when Beerus was still passed out sleeping just like before, they would begin their training inside of Whis' staff, all three of them training together. Goku would be able to master his ki control much better, controlling God Ki, since he already kinda can. But he still wants to control his ki from leaking from his body. This is when Vegeta and Raditz would then learn how to access Super Saiyan God, and how to access Super Saiyan Blue, which is a whole new power that Goku never even thought about. Now, Whis would actually sit down with Goku and actually discuss with him as Raditz and Vegeta are training about the fact that his power is completely different than theirs. Whis needs to do a different kind of training for Goku, and explain to him that true, he does have God Ki and he can access his God form, but he believes that Super Saiyan Blue would not benefit him that much. He explains that Super Saiyan Blue would only work for those who do have Super Saiyan. While it is true that he does have Legendary Super Saiyan, that's a mutated version of the Super Saiyan form, and the power is too wild and too imbalanced to be controlling, like how Super Saiyan Blue. So, with Vegeta and Raditz having their own Super Saiyan Blue form, Goku would have to strive for something else. Whis would then explain about the fact that you can utilize your Super Saiyan God form. He would explain that his Super Saiyan God form is unique, the fact that there is different layers to it, and that the more you dive in deeper, the more powerful that same form can become. He would explain to Goku the fact that your Super Saiyan God is the perfect form. It has no ki balance. It has no ki imbalance, no ki issues. It's a perfect stamina, and it keeps you very calm and tranquil. It's almost like Super Saiyan Blue, but without the stamina problems, and it's a much stronger power-up. He would then explain to him then also, because the fact that your calmness is so high, that legendary form of yours will not lose control. As he wonders that if you did lose control and have a mindless output, your power could rise without question. But it will come at a cost, as since you would be so angry and wild, you would not be able to make good decisions in battle, thus being blinded by rage. So Goku would begin training in his Super Saiyan God form, almost using it like a base form, as he would begin training and upgrading the power, thus increasing his strength much higher. This is when the Resurrection F saga would start. The difference here is Goku would not really be in the fight. It would actually be Raditz and Vegeta, as Raditz and Vegeta would actually get the limelight battling Frieza. Here's one difference though. Since this version of Frieza is a little bit stronger, and this version of Frieza does have his fifth form, this version of Frieza would be able to access his golden fifth form. With Raditz and Vegeta luckily being a lot more powerful than the original, they would be able to battle Frieza pretty well. Now, this is when I believe that Frieza would still overpower them in the beginning, but he would still have the stamina issue like he did before. And this is when Frieza would then lose the power as he's still not used to it and he got desperate. As soon as he got the form, he came over here to battle them. Goku would not intervene in the fight, but with the fact that Vegeta would drop his guard, they would reverse time. This is when Raditz would then show up and kill Frieza before he could destroy the planet. So Goku would only have fought Frieza's men, and any other of the rest of the little Ginyu Force like Tagoma and them, not really battling Frieza. This is when afterwards the Universe 6 arc would happen. The only difference between the Universe 6 arc is the fact that the characters are much more stronger. The fact that you had Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, then you had the most powerful character, Monaka. But I feel like Beerus would not bring Monaka like before, as he knows how strong Goku is, the fact that Goku doesn't really need motivation to grow stronger. Well, the fighting will go pretty similar. Goku would still fight Frost. This time around, when Frost actually poisons him, it doesn't work on Goku. Because of his Saiyan genes, the fact that diseases and secret things such as poisons don't work on him, Goku would be unfazed. Goku would then notice that he did stab him with something though, so he could feel it. He would knock him out of the ring, and this is when Frost would be exposed for cheating. This is when Vegeta would still fight Kaba just like before, and thus making Kaba furious and then transforming into a Super Saiyan. Once when Kaba would be transformed into a Super Saiyan, he would battle Vegeta just like before, as Vegeta would then transform into a Super Saiyan Blue. Raditz would actually fight Vegeta, as we can just swap it up a little bit and just say that Vegeta wanted to take a break and have Raditz go next to fight Vegeta. Now, this is when Raditz would be able to defeat him using Super Saiyan and using his Double Sunday attack. Raditz has of course improved this attack so it's much more powerful, as Double Sunday was able to overpower his Magma and knock him out. This is when of course Vegeta would then defeat Kaba just like before, as he would still showcase Super Saiyan Blue. This is when some changes are going to occur. Once when Hit shows up, Vegeta would still be overpowered in the beginning, but near the end of the fight, Vegeta did use up a lot of stamina because of Super Saiyan Blue, as we stated that if you go in and out of Super Saiyan Blue, you're only able to use a third of his strength. But Vegeta is much more powerful than the original, so even though he's only at a third of his strength, he would actually be able to throw hands with Hit for a little bit and nearly land a punch on him, but Hit would just increase his speed even more and catch Vegeta with a gut punch, but Vegeta would actually land an extremely small scratch on his cheek. This is when Vegeta would then be skidded back, as Vegeta would almost be knocked out of the ring, but he was still badly wounded. He understands how this time skip thing works. Goku and Raditz, who are watching, understands it as well, as they can just see it. This is when Vegeta would then charge in Blue, and he would then battle Hit back and forth, being able to predict where he was coming from. Once when Vegeta would then land a powerful punch on Hit, it wouldn't damage him too badly, but Hit would then respect Vegeta's advanced adaptability. Hit would then take his hands out of his pockets, and he would then use his real speed, as he would then surprise Vegeta. Since Vegeta's stamina was already low and he was already tired, a powerful punch to his chest would then send Vegeta hitting the wall of the arena, thus making Vegeta lose. This is when Goku instantly steps up and he jumps right in. Goku would then go into his Uzaru state, and he would then battle Hit, actually easily able to match him almost in speed. Remember, this version of Goku is much faster than Goku would ever be. This version of Goku was able to easily predict, as Goku is using all of his senses on top of his speed, on top of the fact of his adaptability, the fact that he saw Hit fighting Vegeta, he knows how it is. Once when Hit might land 1 to 2 attacks maximum on Goku, Goku would be able to then block these attacks and then battle Goku. This is when Goku would then showcase more of his legendary Super Saiyan form, and this is when he would start to overpower Hit. This is when Hit would then grow stronger. Using his potential unlock, he would then grow way more powerful. In his unlocked potential, Hit would then get into Goku's stance, being very similar, and he would then battle Goku back and forth, and he would start to overpower him, but Goku's adaptability was so high that Hit was not able to keep up. This is when Goku would then show him a treat, as he would not hold back against Hit. He would then transform into a Super Saiyan God to end this fight, and Hit was in shock at his power. Even Champa was surprised, as Beerus was smirking, thinking that he has this in the bag. This is when Goku would then fly in and deliver a powerful punch right across his face, which would shock him at his speed, as time skip couldn't even stop him. This would then throw Hit completely out of the ring, and Goku would then be crowned the winner. Since Beerus still won, the same thing would happen to where he would still wish for Champa's planet Earth to be brought back in Universe 6. Since there was peace now, there is one difference: the Goku Black Arc. With the Goku Black Arc now in full circle, the difference with the Goku Black Arc is the fact that Goku and the others are much more powerful. Trunks would be relatively the same in terms of strength, as that wouldn't really change. Goku Black got Goku from another timeline, so it is the same version of Goku Black as the original, same as Zamasu. Once when they would go battle them, even the first time they go into the time machine, Goku by this point has already met Zeno and befriended him, thus getting the Zeno button. This is when they would go battle Goku Black, and when Zamasu does make his appearance, Vegeta would actually be able to fight both him and Zamasu no problem, since Vegeta is so much more powerful. And the fact that Raditz is here, and he's the Super Saiyan Blue, and you also have Goku, who's much more powerful as well. Goku Black and Zamasu have no chance. Even though Zamasu is immortal, they would then fuse into Merge Zamasu. This is when Goku would then power up to his Super Saiyan God form, and this is when they would have an intense battle, very similar to how Perfected Blue Goku fought Merge Zamasu in the manga. If you guys never checked that out, go on ahead, as that's one of my favorite fight scenes in anime history, other than the Frieza vs Goku fight. This is when Goku would then showcase his full strength, and he would easily overpower Merge Zamasu, although he does have the immortality. In the anime version, he mutated and grew in size. The other version of Zamasu was just struggling to keep up at all. This is when Goku would then end it, as he would then fire a full power Kamehameha wave, completely incinerating Merge Zamasu. When Merge Zamasu was completely incinerated, he would still appear as Universal Zamasu. Zeno would still appear and destroy him just like the original, bringing Trunks to a twin timeline that is just a mirror of it. Once when the Z Fighters were brought back, this is where the Tournament of Power will begin. Now, the Tournament of Power would play out in some similarities. The only difference here is how would Goku fare against the most powerful person here. Vegeta would unlock Super Saiyan Blue evolution by this point, and Raditz would even be able to unlock it as well. As since they're both rivals, once when Vegeta unlocks it first, Raditz would then unlock it next to help them fight Jiren. With two Super Saiyan Blue evolutions, a version of Gohan that is not weak, and if you guys remember, they did offer Gohan to go train. We'll get to that later. Gohan, even without Mystic, in Super Saiyan 2 either way, he kept his training up. This version of Gohan is much more stronger. He would be able to keep up and actually battle alongside them as well. With this being said, Goku in his Super Saiyan God state would battle Jiren. And in Super Saiyan God, he was actually able to keep up with Jiren and actually push him pretty hard. But Jiren was still holding back some of his power, as he's not in his full potential form yet. This is when Goku would charge up a Spirit Bomb, throw it at Jiren, and this is when Jiren, with much more difficulty, was able to push the Spirit Bomb back a hit against Goku. Goku would then go unconscious and fall into the Spirit Bomb. This is when Goku would then unlock Ultra Instinct for the first time, thus bringing the original full circle back. With Goku now having Ultra Instinct, his power would pretty much look the exact same, with him having the black hair and the silver eyes with the strange aura. Goku's Ultra Instinct wouldn't necessarily look any different, as that's a totally different form to a Saiyan power, and it would look really cool either way. But with Goku's adaptability and with how quickly he can soak in power, he was already quickly adapting to Ultra Instinct. Once when he was battling Jiren for the first time, this version of Goku was actually able to push Jiren over the edge and make Jiren actually go into his limit-breaking power. Once when Jiren would then attack Goku back, Goku would then drop out of the form and be knocked through several pillars. As then this is when Vegeta and the others would then tag team on Jiren since Jiren was exhausted, but Jiren was still able to hold his own against Vegeta, Raditz, Piccolo, Gohan, and the others. This is when Goku would then get back up, and he would then look at his hand, as Whis was shocked to see that Goku was instantly able to just tap back into Ultra Instinct that quickly. With the burst of aura, he was already back in Ultra Instinct, and this would shock Whis, the fact that he already has that much control of it already. But he's not surprised, as with his potential and his Saiyan heritage, he can adapt so much quicker than Goku ever could. As he has millions of Saiyan potential and power within him, he would then battle Jiren and he would then overpower him. Goku would not go into Master Ultra Instinct, but even if he did and he got pushed to that limit, it would be overkill for Jiren, and Goku would actually not get the nasty side effect of it attacking him back. So either way, if Goku has UI or MUI, he would destroy Jiren in their match. Now right afterwards, we are going to cut towards the Broly movie. Now during the Broly arc, this is when Gohan and Piccolo would get their time to shine. Now Raditz would be around most likely, but I would definitely think that this is definitely when Piccolo and Gohan might get their time to shine. Now we know that in the original though, Vegeta and Goku fought Broly originally, but once when Raditz and the others would still show up, because remember, they would still be on planet Earth seeing what's happening. Raditz would not be hanging around with Piccolo. This is where I think that Gohan and the others would then show up, as Gohan is still training. Gohan, even in Super Saiyan 2, was able to keep up with Super Saiyan Blue level characters. This goes to show his power. Now, once when Broly does start fighting everybody, Goku I don't think would step in, as he wants his son Gohan to continue to grow, as Goku doesn't want to be dependent on. Gohan would have a difficult time against Broly, but Goku notices how Broly is so similar to him going into his Akari state and his legendary Super Saiyan state. Now, since there is no fusion, or is there? Since the fact that Goku did go to the other world for all those years, Goku does know the fusion dance. He would then not use it because he doesn't need it. But this is a backup that Goku thinks in the back of his head. If Broly's potential continues rising like this, it might cause a problem. This is when Raditz, Vegeta, and Gohan would be overpowered by legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Goku would then step in and battle him as a legendary Super Saiyan 2, which would confuse Broly for a second, but Goku would start to overpower him. Going into Super Saiyan God, Broly would have no chance. But Goku was pushing Broly as he wants to see how strong he can become. This is when Broly would then go into his legendary state even more, growing way more powerful, but he was reaching his limit, as Goku would then showcase Ultra Instinct, which is complete overkill, as Broly would be easily defeated, as he can't waste time on him and he doesn't want to kill Broly. But Broly would be spared, and he would actually stay on planet Earth, as it's a peaceful place. So Chi-Lai and them would never use the Dragon Balls. Bulma would then take them back, but Broly would then continue living off in the forest on his own and his own little Capsule Corp house with Chi-Lai and Lemmo. After this is when we're going to go into Superhero. And this is where I feel like Gohan and Piccolo would then finally get their time to shine. This is where two things are going to occur. Now, we know that in the original, Han was taken just like before. Now, this is when Gohan would then make a big change, and he would actually use the Dragon Balls alongside Piccolo. Now, whoa, hold on. What about Kami and Piccolo? Well, by this point, Kami would have already fused with Piccolo, or you could say that Kami was still alive. He could have always wished to be younger, which I feel like Kami would then wish to be younger, and he would then continue working on the Dragon Balls, making them stronger, as it is possible for Kami to do something like this. Since he needs to update them, the Dragon Balls do have more than one wish, just to clarify for everybody, so Piccolo would wish for his potential unlock, and Gohan would wish for the same. This is when Piccolo would then have his new orange form state, and I feel like Gohan, just for continuity purposes, I feel like he would still have a version of Potential Unleashed, or you can say that he does have a version of the Beast form, because Gohan was acting more human than he was Saiyan. So Gohan's form could be a mixture of his potential and him acting more human than Saiyan, thus activating the Beast form. And I know that this is completely inconsistent, but the Beast form was actually able to be unlocked by any race in Xenoverse 2, which I know that doesn't have any conspiracy to the what if, but just for fun, it just goes to show that the Beast form is just a power up for anything. So Gohan could use this form. Thus, when they do fight Cell Max, which, by the way, I do want to point out, would there be a Cell Max? This is where the fun would then come in. The Red Ribbon Army would still be here, as the whole point would then be to try to make another monster. They would then try to recreate the monster that they made originally, but they can't do it to a T like before. But the monster was incomplete, so it is a version of that demonic Frieza form, but it's extremely early on in development, and it's really deformed and messed up, but it's still scary strong. But with Gohan and Piccolo's help, Gohan would then fire a special beam cannon with Piccolo helping, and they would be able to completely incinerate the creature. As this creature was so early on in development, it wasn't able to actually be developed to have the adaptability like the old one had. So it was still killed just like before, and Pan was saved, and by this point the Red Ribbon Army was completely wiped off the map. This was then we're going to cut forward into the Moro arc. Now, the only difference with the Moro arc is the fact that it's going to be really bad. With the Moro arc now going full circle, Moro would have no chance against these versions of these characters, considering the fact with how strong they are. On top of the fact of Goku's new God form, they would overpower Moro. On top of the fact that he has Ultra Instinct too, Moro would be defeated. Very similar. Goku was still trained with Beerus to push Ultra Instinct, easily going into Mastered, and even using TUI, being able to learn to control this power. This is when Goku would then go to battle Granola. But the issue is once when Granola would then wish to become the strongest being in the universe, he would age a lot like how Gas did, very quickly, and even faster. Since Goku was leagues stronger than he was before, this is when Granola would then quickly start aging as soon as he was fighting Goku and Vegeta, and once when Gas does show up, he would actually still be defeated. Now, mind you, by the way, in this what if, Goku would never promise to wish Frieza back to life, as would Goku even bring Frieza? I think that he would bring him for the Tournament of Power just to be safe, but I definitely do not think that he would offer Frieza to bring him back to life. Now, Whis would have still told him that, oh, this is just a gift from Beerus. I don't think that would be the case, as Frieza would still be left there either way, or you could say that Frieza was left because of the fact that they had Raditz, who's such a big ally. But that's up for you guys to decide, but in my what if currently, Frieza was still brought to the Tournament of Power where he was very useful, but Goku never promised him to be brought back to life, so this was when Frieza was then sent back to Hell, just like before. Now with Frieza now sent back to Hell, this is where Black Frieza would never show up. Once when Gas does show up, he would then age twice as fast as Granola did, thus dying within a few minutes of the fight, and this is when Gas was then killed. Now that there is peace finally restored to the universe, one can only hope what is going to be happening next for our Z Fighters. And that is it for this series, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys truly enjoy this series. I had a blast making it. Thank you all so much for the support. You guys are the best in the whole world. Let's get to 20,000 subscribers. Let me know in the comments down below what was your favorite part of this what if so far. And look out for the community polls, because if you guys have made it this far, make sure to comment your favorite idea. And I also want you guys to like the comments and the ideas that you see. If you look at someone's idea and you like it, make sure to like it, so I can see which one you guys want the most, and I'll put it on a poll for the final vote. But anyway, thank you all so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. Let's hit 20,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you all later.